Well, hello. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It is good to see you today. My name is Bhisma Haryo Samodro. I am scholarship student of PIK BKN batch 15. And I am prison number 5. Today, I would like to introduce you guys to my origin institution before I am joining this scholarship. So, as you can see, I am a civil servant of Directorate General of Customs and Excise. Okay, go to the next slide. Introduction. Directorate General of Customs and Excise is an Indonesian government agency under the Ministry of Finance that serves the community in the field of customs and excise. The main task focused to organize the formulation and implementation of policies in the field of supervision, law enforcement, service and optimization of state revenue in the field of customs and excise, in accordance with the provisions and legislation. The next slide. So, we securing government policies relating to the traffic of goods entering or leaving the customs area, and the collection of import duties and excise and other state levies based on legislation apply. Here's the purpose. So, to carry out the main task that I mentioned before, the Directorate General of Customs and Excise has the function of, we have 5 functions. The first is formulating the technical policy in the field of customs and excise. Second, planning, implementing, controlling, evaluating, and securing technical operation of government policy, which related with the control traffic of goods entering and leaving custom territory. So we focused on the goods that the people bring into the Indonesian zone. So the third purpose is planning, implementing, controlling, evaluating, and securing technical operation in the field of import duty and excise levy. Also other levies which are under the responsibility of Directorate General based on prevailing government regulation and law. Like I mentioned before, we focused on the goods. The fourth purpose is planning, developing, and counseling in services, permits, facilities, produce, and supervision in the field of customs and excise, based on prevailing government regulation and law. So, the main purpose of Directorate General DJBC is also supporting the Indonesian perusahaan. So we have facilities to give to them, so they can export their goods into the international. And the last purpose is prevention of breach of the government regulation and law of the customs and excise, and enforcement in the field of customs and excise. So we prevent the smuggling action and other action that violate the law and government regulation. So we go to the next slide. is the other function. So, we also enforce export and import regulation issued by other ministries or government agencies, such as, I have this list of other ministry and agencies that we also enforce. It is because our duty is to regulate the entry of goods in the territory of Indonesia. We go to the next slide. Okay, counseling and information services. Me myself used to work in the counseling and information service section. That is basically related to public affairs and publication. Okay, PLE are the frontliner officer that give explanation and information about the regulation of goods and excise to the service user and wide public. Like I mentioned, we are the frontliner officer that handle the service user or wide publics that want to get the information about goods or import and export. We also responsible in publication of office activity and performance regarding customs and excise duty to the media public. So we often write an article in our website or to the media crew. So it's like we publish what we do to the publics and media. It is to maintain our good name in the public too. Like we often have, what do we say, socialization, and we call it penyuluhan. It is we spread the publics and we explain them about the regulation of excise. It's like called operasi pasar. We go to warung to explain it to the seller about the pita cukai on the cigarette. Nah, like what they sell. It is often we count the cigarette is not it's violating the law. So we give information to the warung owner so they not sell it anymore. Okay. Sorry for my bad speaking. Okay, we go to the next slide. Section in the office. So there are many other sections in the customs and excise office, as we group based on the tasks such as. So we have three big group of the section in the customs and excise office. The first one is the one that related to law enforcement. Nah, this is such as prosecution and investigation section that have subsection such as marine patrol, narcotics, intelligence, and prostitution. This is the action task of the customs and excise. And the second is the ones that related to service and facility. Is custom and excise service section and customs treasury sections. So it is related to service and facility, like I mentioned before. We also give facility to the perusahaan that import some material to their product, and we give facility to postpone the paying of taxes that they pay. So it is postponed until the product is done. So when it is sold, it contains the tax that should be paid. So the perusahaan is paying it when the product is done. The third is the ones that related to supporting unit. There is a human resource section, finance sections, and compliance, supervision, and internal investigation sections. So, beside the sections that related to action or the service and facility or the publicity, there are a supporting unit that keeps the office work. Yeah, human resource, about human resource, the finance, and supervision. The compliance supervision is to make our office still healthy, so there are no corruption or anything that violates the office law. So we have a supervision and internal investigation sections. We go to the next slide. Oops. I think that's all. My introduction to my institution where I worked before I'm joining this scholarship. I think that's all. Thanks for watching. I hope this could adding some insight to you guys. Have a good day. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and close the door.